This is WENY News.
Hey there, thanks so much for clicking on the webcast. I'm Ross DiMattei. Here's the latest from WENY News and the Star-Gazette. This morning, a Steuben County judge is weighing both sides of the story after the Caton man accused of killing his wife pleaded not guilty to new murder charges in court yesterday. Yesterday in court, he maintained his innocence despite a large crowd that didn't seem to support him. Clayton and another man, Michael Beard of Elmira, are both charged in connection to Kelly's murder. Clayton's attorney says Clayton wasn't even there when Kelly was murdered. He claims he was at a card game in Corning that night. Prosecutors are calling the case a murder-for-hire situation. Happening a little later today, we'll find out who will fill the shoes of the Elmira police chief position after Chief Michael Robertson announced his retirement earlier this month. Elmira's city manager Kimberly Baylock-Middaugh, will announce the selection at a press conference at 11 a.m. today. Chief Robertson is retiring after almost 30 years with the Elmira Police Department. You can tune into WENY News at noon. We'll fill you in on that announcement. A man and a woman are waking up this morning in the jail cells where they will spend the rest of their lives. This after they kidnapped and sexually abused two Amish girls in northern New York last year. Nicole Vasey and her boyfriend Stephen Howells admitted in state and federal courts they kidnapped the two girls and have sexually exploited 6 children altogether. Both of them were sentenced to the maximum possible prison terms. That's 580 years for Howells on 21 charges and 300 years for Vasey on 10 charges. 2 New York lawmakers are fighting to take Donald Trump's name off of one of his many properties. State Senator Daniel Squadron and Assemblyman Charles Levine are fighting to rename Donald J. Trump State Park and want to remove signs at the undeveloped site in Westchester and Putnam counties. The move comes after Trump proposed banning Muslim immigrants from entering the U.S. The lawmakers are calling the legislation the Anything But Trump Act. And now let's send it over to meteorologist Craig Flint, who has a look at today's and the weekend forecast. Hey, Craig.
Yeah, and after this weekend, Ross, I think it'll be the Anything But Winter Act again as temperatures go above normal. Now, today it's going to be colder. Temperatures 35 to 40, and today it's fairly benign. Not much is going to happen during the day. Does start to get windy, though, later, and I think the highest likelihood for some snow showers would be later today and through the overnight, and the potential for a few snow squalls to move through, but I think the difference from yesterday to today is I think those snow squalls are going to happen a little bit later, which is good news if you have plans to go out and about or if you're going out to a Christmas party. Any snow squalls that do happen should occur during the overnight hours while you sleep. Breezy and 25 tonight with scattered snow showers. Here we go. As we take you on Future Track, you'll be able to see scattered snow showers start to fill in a little bit later. Today, 4, 5, 6 o'clock towards dinner time. Westerly winds start to kick up. That means lake effect, areas west and then off to the north, north of Syracuse and the Thruway. And some areas in those suspect lake effect areas will start to pile up the snow by Saturday evening. A lot of that has to do with a west wind that will kick up, and that will produce some lake effect snow for areas to the west. I think the most significant snow in terms of locally would be west of, say, Penn, Bath, down towards Corning, west of Corning, let's say Canisteo, Jasper, Troopsburg, Hornell points west, okay? That's the highest likelihood for some accumulating snow. Then watch as we head into Saturday. What we're going to be dealing with is still a strong westerly wind, okay, coming across Lake Erie, and then also a westerly wind coming across Lake Ontario. But watch as we put the maps in motion. See this band up here? See how it's trying to sag its way to the south a little bit? We'll have to watch sections of the northern Finger Lakes Saturday, and then also sections to the west for some persistent lake snow, concluding the day on Saturday with a gusty westerly wind, temperatures in the 30s. Top side we go with satellite Doppler radar, and you can just see the beginnings of the lake effect over sections of northern Michigan and the UP, but notice how the bands are kind of in a southwest to northeast oriented fashion. Well, what's going to happen is those winds are going to become due west, all right? So that means over the lakes. And the favored areas, the southwestern tip of New York State, also east of Lake Ontario, have an opportunity for 6 to 12 inches of snow by Saturday evening. If you're a snowmobiler, I'm telling you, you want to go to the Tug Hill this weekend. Let's talk the 7-day forecast. 40 today, 34 on Saturday. A little bit better, though, by Sunday, a high near 40. Here we go, right back above normal again, 48. By the way, winter. We officially ring in winter on the calendar, 11:48 p.m., and it will be 48 degrees. Not feeling like winter on Monday. And you can see this pattern fairly unsettled and above normal. Temperatures into the 50s. By Christmas Eve, it could be 55 to 60. Good old St. Nicholas. Make sure you leave some extra cookies, Ross, unless you eat them all first.
No promises here. And Craig, I know you're a bit of a snowmobiler yourself. You missing out on that snow?
You know, this is the best lake effect setup we've seen thus far this winter, and it looks like it's going to pile up. So if you're a snowmobiler, you know the areas, Tug Hill, Chautauqua Ridge. Probably have some snow out that way this weekend.
Yes.
So that's where you got to go.
All right, enjoy yourselves. And for the latest news, weather, and sports, be sure to watch WENY News at noon, 5:30, 6, and 11. And don't forget to pick up a copy of today's Star Gazette. I'm Ross DiMattei. Have a great weekend.